That was great coming from Yoma. It is completely different. If you do you see if you guys haven't already noticed, do you see the difference in how the matches go depending on who gets the opener first? I'm not one to say that the opener decides the match, but I am one to say that the opener has a very big importance, especially as an assassin. If you're not getting that initial invis off the bat, you're kind of like an assassin's best roots is in the shadows. You know what I'm saying? You really need to get that initial opportunity to put yourself in that area that you're comfortable in. And right now, like, it just that right there just showed how important the opener is.
I think it's been interesting to note that in the first match and in other matches that he lost, the Shuriken, the Shadow Step into the Daze, was not something that was working for Yoma previously, either because he hit it into a spin or it's just mistimed into a Blade Barrier or something like that. But this time, he landed two of them in that match. One of them to get the free air combo before the tab was even spent, and then the second one for the game-winning kill. He landed that teleport, got the stun off, and that actually ended up winning him the match, giving him the game-winning combo. Let's see if this matchup has changed and turned in favor of the assassin. A good counter is going to earn him a stealth. Blade Barrier already spent by Arrow, but a good scope out with the Vortex pulls Yoma out of stealth and gives the Blade Dancer an air combo. Let's see what he does. Tab immediately spent, and there's a teleport into the stun for Yoma, and he's going to get the re-stealth there. The Swift Step really doing well for Yoma at this point in time. Another position change, and he's going to get another stun. He's going to send the Blade Dancer into the air, web on the floor. There's a poison. And finally the tab is spent. A very good time for Arrow also. Flower is still available for the assassin, so he has a chance to get away, and it dissipates again. And this could be really dangerous for the assassin. He's got himself into stealth, so he has some... and Daka.
That's game right there, and that's it right there. Getting that Vortex. Oh, never mind. Oh man. That Vortex pull into... right as Yoma got into the invis was what I thought to be the end of the match right there. But actually managing to get his tab up in time, but at that point it didn't really matter.
Daka moves on into the finals, and one of the things I have to say about Daka's play is, like, he just does some things that would look fantastic on a highlight reel. I mean, so pristine. Twice in that match, he just knew exactly where the assassin was going, backstepped to his position, and used his Vortex to pull him out of stun, or pull him out of stealth. And both those times were very key moments that he ended up following up on and getting himself either really big damage, or in the second case, he actually won the match off of that. So Daka is going to move on to the finals, I believe. He's won that 2-0 sets.
Yep. Daka, Arrow is definitely going to go into the finals, I believe, against Panda Stick. So a lot different than the last Imperial tournament. Honestly though, I am pretty excited. I'm kind of sad for Yoma, but at the same time, he managed to clutch around, and that it shows that he had a chance. You know what I mean? I felt like Yoma could have done a lot more if he was playing a lot more into his comfort zone, but a tournament setting where pretty much there's things on the line, and going against more reputable players will put a lot of pressure onto a player, regardless of who you are.
Alright, so we're going to go into the third, fourth place match, and I can't remember if Alvarez can give you a reminder if this is a best of 3 or 5.
It's a best of 5 for the finals, and finally, are we going to do a last kind of analytical input from Enda? Or
yeah, but we're going into the third, fourth place right now, so keep Yoma in there. We're going to watch Pomp versus Yoma battling it out for the third place spot.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why we're doing this, guys, is because we're actually prized this time. So first place is going to get $25, second place is going to get $15, and third place is going to get $10. So in order to figure out who's going to place third between Pomp and between Yoma, we're going to have another Blade Dancer versus Assassin matchup to watch.
It's $10, guys. Winning is $10. These are cries. all the matches, pretty much all the semifinals matches and a lot of the quarterfinals matches, surprisingly, were very interesting. It just shows it had a very different pace, and I feel like if you guys do enjoy the the current tournament setting. I know a lot of you guys have suggested that we have the tournaments have a lot more players. I know you guys have suggested, you know, like just trying to cut things shorter, and you know how we've had 2 weeks time preparation. I hope you realize that one, I am new to this, or not necessarily new to casting, but rather new to the Imperial scene, and two, we are trying different things to not only improve the stream, but to ensure you guys are enjoying it overall, like, and getting you guys as much things to see as possible.
Alright, so make sure Yoma is readying up. He has one more best of 3 series to play.
Yep.
Against Pomf. And before we go into the 3rd, 4th place match, I just want to mention that we do have an Initiate pack to give away. And all you have to do is follow the stream. Either Imp BNS or both Imp BNS and Imp BNS EU, and then what we will do is give out a keyword at the end of the tournament, and all you guys just have to type in that keyword, and we'll figure out. We'll randomly pick one person who is following the stream, and choose him to be the recipient for the Initiate pack. So, with that being said, moving on into the 3rd, 4th place match. We're coming down to the end of the tournament, guys. It's been a long road, and there's been so many more exciting matches to cast because we've been starting at the quarterfinals this time. But players have been knocked out, players have been eliminated.
Let's see if Yoma can actually establish a win against the notorious Pomp. Maybe this time it'll go in Yoma's favor, since how he just actually played against an LBM, so pretty much he's already got a feel for it. I mean, yeah, granted, both the Blade Dancers do have somewhat different playstyles in terms of momentum, in terms of pressure, and in terms of overall using their abilities. At the same time, though, Yoma's warm, you know what I'm saying? So let's hopefully we'll get to see an interesting match. Best out of 3.
Alright, here we go. Getting into the 3rd, 4th place decider, Pomf versus Yoma. He's going to opt for the counter, but Pomf doesn't attack into it. 5-point into the Lotus Dance from the Assassin, and both players are going to come out of that situation pretty much even. And the backstep, he misses the stealth off the turning leaf. That's a big opportunity lost for the Assassin, and he hits into the spin parry. This is looking really bad for the Assassin right now. On the floor, goes for the slow get up, and Pomf tried to punish that too late. And he's going to escape from what could have been a really terrible situation for him. Both players with their tabs available, and the Assassin should have his flower available. A tab spent by Pomf now, and he misses the launcher. The reflex roll from the Assassin is going to get him out of that situation, and finally there's a tab spent. Some animation canceling. Tab is not available for the Blade Dancer. This could be the game-winning combo. Net on the floor, poison. Here comes a lightning sword. He's going to go for the neck break, and there's the... Oh, he actually didn't have his hook kick. Couldn't go back into stealth and restun. And this is looking really bad.
Oh man, that actually sucks for Yoma. You can see that he was actually running out of options, seeing as how he didn't have that smoke screen up in time so that he can really get that that full chi regen in order to continue his combo. He kind of was running out of options. He's doing as much damage as he can, and once Pomp finally managed to get out, he was like, this is my opportunity to retaliate, and he just came back from that.
Now, one of the more difficult things for assassins in this patch is that normally when you get the combo where you put them into the air and you web them on the floor, one of the really great things to do is put the mine under the opponent, but there's not a lot of points that the assassins can spend, and so it's a little pricey to go for the daze on the mine. You can go for the knockdown, but it's a little more complicated because they have more options. But the reason why you would do that is when you explode the mine, it puts them into the daze, and if they choose to use a tech roll, you can actually hit them at that point with the lightning sword to get the stun, and then from there, you now have the option to daze your opponent and continue your CC chain. We saw there that that Yoma actually didn't have his hook kick, so he didn't have the option to go back into stealth and use his left button stun. Something that he could have done possibly was use his dazes, but since he didn't have the mine set up, he couldn't get the punish because the reflex roll was still available. But going into the second match now is Pomf again getting the opener into the air combo, and this ended up working out for him in the last match. Second air combo, And now we're gonna see what he decides to do. Lightning draw, and he actually attacks into the counter. Tab still available for the Blade Dancer. Yoma knows it, and he tries to bait it out with the strafe. Doesn't quite get it. Position swap, Lightning Sword. Still no tab used by Pomf. He knows that it isn't quite dangerous. Yoma tries to go for the daze, but doesn't get it. Lotus Dance to avoid some damage while the Blade Barrier is up. And Pomf is gonna get a grab after the Lotus Dance expires. And a counter by the assassin.
That was incredible coming from Yoma right there. Actually managed to break out of it. Finally blowing Pomf's tab. Pomf is using his vortex to force Yoma to blow, but there's escape as well. So both the players having no escape. And Yoma finally getting his flower down. Will he be able to get out of this scenario, or is this the end?
It might end right now. Does he have the lightning draw? He doesn't. He goes for 5 point and it goes through the counter. I actually don't know how that happened. I thought he would get stunned by it, but the 5 point was actually enough to win the game for Pomf.
The 5 point strike has certain windows where it actually has invulnerability, so it didn't actually go in Yoma's favor there. It could have been a chance for Yoma to come back, but it just couldn't work. 5 point has it's got like 2 or maybe 3 like kind of like 0.3 second like invulnerability windows, and so it's just kind of RNG'd.
Pomf will end up taking that match. He's up 1 set. He just needs 1 more to get the 3rd place position, winning $10 for himself in the 4th Imperial tournament. And it was just all about Pomf in that match.
I mean, you could say that, but at the same time, I felt like there were certainly were times where Yoma was definitely trying to push back, trying to get to, each time that both players were getting into the defensive. I mean, this is a little bit of common sense, I guess, but they both successfully managed to retaliate back shortly after they played defensive. So it was kind of going a little bit back and forth. It's just at the end, it didn't go in favor of Yoma, just simply because near the end, Pomf played a lot, not necessarily a lot, but much better than Yoma as they both were getting low.
So I actually got a whisper from a player called Jackson, and he was talking about what exactly went down in that moment in time. And apparently what Pomf did was use the SS and then immediately 5 point, and the remaining invulnerability frames on the SS actually avoided the counter. And that was able to give him just the right amount of frames to avoid the counter stun. And that allowed him to push through and get that win. So very good play by Pomf. Thank you, Jaxie, for that piece of information. Very interesting. So for all you players out there,
make sure to SS before you 5 point strike a ground counter.
Very much appreciated. It's always good to know these things, these little intricacies about the class. Very smart by Pomf. Really smart play. I think the instant that Yoma was put into that air combo, his fate was decided, being that Pomf had the option to SS and 5 point. So here we go, into the next match between Pomf and Yoma, and again, this is looking so similar. Pomf just getting all the openers, tries to go for the knockdown, tab on the counter, is not going to stun him, chases down the reflex roll. Pomf gets another air combo off of it. This is looking bad for the assassin. The lightning strike and finally a tab on the blade draw. But look at Yoma's health. He's almost dead already and nothing has been done to Pomf. He has his tab. He has everything. He already uses his blade barrier, but a parry stun in stealth. This could be it. He can't quite cover the distance in time. Grab is going to be shot into the Lotus Dance, so that's not going to work for him. But just one touch, just one little hit from the Blade Dancer could end the assassin's life right now. Net on the floor. Tab still available for the Blade Dancer. And so Yoma is playing carefully. Backs away to get the silver string. Into the knockdown. Reflex roll. Ooh, and that was a beautiful counter.
And here comes Pomf's chance to just use his tab aggressively as he knocks Yoma into the air and wins the first round of the second set. That was
Yoma just got started way too late.
Yeah, what really sucks about Assassin, I guess, for this patch, and in general, just because while the Assassin is decoying, there are certain classes that can literally push past the block and to ensure that they get their juggle off. For example, would be the KFM Martial Dance or the or the Blade Dancer 5-point strike. It doesn't really matter if they're actually doing the Naruto dance. And like,
I think Panda Stick and Pomp haven't had enough. They're going again. They just started fighting each other randomly. Oh, and now Daka wants some of the action. Oh my goodness. That was too late.